Hey, my babies, how y'all doing? Like and subscribe to my channel if you like. I would really appreciate it if you would help me spread some of my messages around, because there are messages that are like no other messages that you are hearing on YouTube or Facebook, in your church, conversations in your home. Nobody is talking like this that I know of in this day and time. I want to talk about death. And I know death so well, y'all, because y'all been praying for me and y'all been helping me out of death's grip. Like literally, I have been so close to death so many times. Dealing with this heart transplant. I'm just now escaping death, but I wouldn't really call it escaping death, but just not being an assignment of death. Okay, remember on my channel, we come out of our skin. We think with our spirit, right? So if you're in your spirit, nothing is dead. Everything is alive. A table, a spoon, a fork, a word. Everything is alive and everything has a force to it. And words have assignments. Words are alive. Words are what put the world together, not hands. So today I have this feeling inside me like death is hanging around me, but not in a bad way, okay, y'all? Not in a bad way, like to harm me or hurt me or make me suffer in any kind of way. Because I'm in spirit form, first of all. You can't tell me I'm not in spirit form. You may see flesh, but in my mind, I am breath. I am a thinking breath. I am a moving breath. I am a breath with action. And I am a breath with a voice. So today I have been communicating with death. And I think death has been given a bad rep, like a bad reputation. First of all, if you read the Apocrypha, and I can't tell you exactly where to find it at in the Apocrypha, because I'm not real good at like quoting scripture, but I remember scripture, but I paraphrase what I read, and I don't know how to tell you what book to go in, what chapter, what verse. But if you get it and you research it for yourself, if you want to really know if I'm talking right, then you'll take the time and you'll look for it yourself. But it's in the Apocrypha. And the Apocrypha is the book that they chose to put the scriptures in that they decided couldn't go into the King James. So I believe in getting the whole pie. Don't just give me some of the pie. Give me the whole pie. So the Bible has missing chapters in it. The Bible has missing sentences in it. The Bible, some stuff start in the middle and go to the end, but you wondering where's the beginning. Some of it have a beginning in the middle, but where's the end? Well, if you put the Bible and the Apocrypha together, it makes more sense to me and you will understand it. So there is a part in the Apocrypha where it talks about death, and it says that God did not create death, that man did, we did, with our words, with our doubting words, with our poverty thinking words, not believing, having doubt all of the time, guilt, shame, all that stuff created this being called death. It's not just a word, you are. It's an entity. It really does things. It moves. It breathes. It walks. It talks. It grabs. It does its job. It has an assignment. So since we spoke all these negative words, we created the spirit or the entity called death. So God had to create something to like control death, because you can't just create some stuff and it just be running around here with no owner and it's just having free reign. God is a God of order, and he knows what's present, what pops up, what has left, what's missing. You got to believe that this is God's world, so nothing is going to get by him, not even death. And then I think when Jesus died on the cross, he went to hell and he took the keys from hell, and the sting of death was taken out, right? So death is an entity. It's not just a word, and it's not something that just happens. So the reason I want to talk about death today, because I keep seeing everybody be saying I've been saved from death, or God get save me from death, death get away from me. And I'm saying to myself, because death is hanging around me today, but not in a bad way, because death is giving me life right now. Okay, and death has been given a bad rep, so it would death wants me, I feel like, to speak for it. And it's saying without death, and we're gonna make death a him. Okay, we're gonna give death the masculine energy. So death is telling me without him, you would suffer. You would suffer with no end. You would have an eternity of suffering while you are alive. Okay. Imagine having cancer real bad, and it's eating the flesh off your bones, and it's just tearing you to pieces, and you cannot die because there's no such thing as death. Imagine you being in a situation that is killing your spirit, that is stopping you from manifesting, that is stopping you from thinking happy. It's just keeping you in a dark, gloomy, depressing way, and the weight of it gets heavier and heavier. Could you imagine it being no end to that? Think about relationships. Think about death in relationship wise. Think about if death didn't come to some of your relationships, you would still be hanging around in mess. You would be controlled by somebody else. And imagine slavery. If there was no death to slavery, meaning there would have been no end. And you could think of slavery in relationship form, because some people are slaves in their relationship. So imagine if death never showed up in slavery, we would still be in slavery, and it would be getting worse and worse and worse, and there would be no end to it. Well, I'm here to speak up for death, and I want to thank God for death, because everything has a place. And I refuse to be afraid of a word, because words can be contained, words can be controlled, words can bless, and words can curse, depending on the giver, depending on the receiver. So death wants me to speak in a positive way. We have to thank God that death was even created by us, and he created something to control death, so death just wouldn't be around here rampaging, just doing whatever it wants to do. Even death has order. Even death has an assignment to it. I want to tell y'all something that happened to me, and it has something to do with death. It was the 5th time I coded, right? I've coded 5 times. Well, on my 5th time coding, I actually came out of my body. And y'all, it's so psychological, and it's so life-changing to see yourself laying on a bed lifeless with no life in it, y'all. That's how I know I'm breath, a living, breathing breath. That's why I go hard for teaching people how to be in the spirit, because the breath and the body is 2 different entities. It's not the same. The breath was put inside of the body, okay? And the body protects the breath. And the breath helps the body, like they got a relationship. But on my 5th time dying, I saw myself lifeless on the bed, and I was able to watch the doctors and all of the people that came in the room to try to revive me. Well, death held everything back and let me experience energy. I felt how everybody felt about me in that room, and it was all love. I had people saying, Lord, take me, not her. God, she's such a good person. I'm no good, Lord. She's so young and I love her. Lord, please send your angels down. Save her, save her. Like, I had people bartering, I had people begging, and death allowed me to feel all of that, like, individually, because when you're dead, your senses are 10 times or 100 times stronger than they are while you're alive, because you don't have this shell to stop all of that from coming at you. This shell blocks some of it so you can deal with things. But if you was just breath, you was just spirit, oh my God, you could feel everything. And he allowed me to feel everything. So death to me is a beautiful thing. And while I was outside of my body and I was experiencing all this stuff coming at me, just coming at me, it was one feeling that was worse. It was like, so, God, I can't even describe. You know how you have a frog in your throat and you feel that hurt in it, or that whatever that feeling is in your throat, imagine that being all over your body. And when I look and I said, where is that coming from? It was coming from my husband. My husband was watching me be dead. So he was in a corner with his knees up and his head inside his hands. He was in disbelief. Like, he was like, no. Like, it was hurting him so bad. So before I knew it was him, I asked, what is this? What is this feeling? I can't do nothing about it. And then another voice came along and it said, love. So I was able to experience love on different levels, because we love on levels, y'all. We all don't love the same. You can think that, but you don't. Love come on levels. And you don't love the same, like, two people the same way. You don't. You really don't, just to keep it real with you. So I was able to communicate with love, and love began to talk to me, and love began to comfort me. But death held everything still for me so I can have this experience. Love didn't do it. Death did. And so when I saw my husband in so much grief and he was hurting so bad, I said, Lord, I can't do this to him. Like, who would leave somebody feeling like this? So the love said, well, if you want to go back, go back. So I said, I can go back. And love said, yes, you can go back if you choose to go back. So I decided to go back. I don't know what death did, but death orchestrated everything. And all of a sudden, life popped up. These are words, y'all. I'm saying words, but these words have power. Life popped up. And life said, if you want to go back, if you truly want to go back, I'll send you back. And life put me back inside of my body. And I was able to get inside my body just in the nick of time before they put the shocker things on my chest to shock me. I grabbed my doctor's arm to stop him from shocking me. And when I tell you, everybody bowed down in that hospital room, everybody cried in that hospital room, everybody cried out to God in that room, because they were witnessing something far more greater than them. And then you had the presence of death, love, and life in that room. They didn't know it, but I knew it was there. So I guess what I want to tell y'all, like, to give y'all some advice, is to watch how you pray. Really think about the words you saying when you pray, because the words are alive. And if you give them assignment, Depending on how serious you are when your intent is when you put these words out, they will go out and do exactly what you did. Remember, God created this earth without hands. He only spoke, and his intent was us. And that's what happened. But don't pray death away so quickly. Get a good understanding of death. If you personalize these words and you give these words character traits, the Bible will make more sense, because the words are what's telling the story, not the people inside the Bible. The words are the one that's trying to come across to you. And this is the gift I have of word. Word is alive. Word becomes flesh when you put personality and character traits on them. And forgive me, y'all, for the light going in and out. It's kind of dark in my room, and this is the TV in the background going in and out, changing scenes or whatever. But I was kind of like in the dark, and I've been crying because I was deep in thought, and I was just thanking death for just being there when I needed it to be there. Because if my situation didn't have an end to it, I would still be going through it if there was no death. When my heart went to 10%, it would have kept going and I would be gone, but death put a stop to that. So don't look at death as this evil thing that's just coming into your life to disrupt your life. Even when your loved ones go, even when it takes your loved ones, it's doing it out of love. It's doing it because it has an assignment, right? You can't stop the assignment. You have no right to stop the assignment. And hold on, y'all. Let me just cut my light on because this is crazy. Y'all talking to me in the dark. This is how I meditate and get close to God. But I'm going to cut my light on for y'all. Y'all, I'm in my night clothes. I've been relaxing and stuff. Yeah, but let me get back in my bed, because I'm doing exactly what the doctors told me. I'm staying off my feet. I'm getting plenty of rest. Oh, and guess what, y'all? I took the bandages off. And look, I'm healing up. Still got that little hole right there, but the tubes are gone. See, if death didn't exist, I would still have these tubes. I would still be going through all of that hell, right? So when you pray, even the word prayer, it's not just a word. Prayer are warriors. Prayer are your witnesses. Prayer is the ultimate witness. And they speak for you. That's why I tell people, if you pray for me, don't do no begging prayers. Come from a it's already done standpoint, right? Be where it's already done at and preach from there, witness from there, speak from there. And when I tell you, you'll see a big difference. So be careful when you speak, because these words are alive, y'all, and they will get up, they will go out, and if you real good at what you do, they will not come back void. So don't speak negative over somebody. And the reason I say don't speak negative over somebody, because you're intensifying whatever problems or troubles that they have, the hurdles that they're trying to get over. You're keeping that wall there. You're keeping that hurdle there. And if it's more than one person grouped together talking negatively about somebody, you're literally destroying that person. Your words are going out being wicked, being mischievous, not having no love in it, because it's coming from your intent. And my intent, the next person intent, the next person intent. You sending some psycho MFers out there to attack somebody. So how you change a person is you see them differently in your heart and in your mind, and you speak positive words about them. And guess what? Them positive words have to get up and go do what you say, and you can help those hurdles for them. You can break them hurdles down for them. You can break that wall down for them, especially when it's more than one person getting together talking about somebody. So if you ever find yourself from this day forward and you find yourself around people and they're talking negative about somebody, walk away. Don't be a part of it, because when it's your time to cross over, guess what? Them words got an owner. Ain't no bastards in the spirit realm. They got your energy on it, your alignment to it, your personality to it. And they're going to say, well, such and such told me to do this. I belong to such and such. And guess what? You can't even lie in the spirit and say, I didn't say that. Or I didn't do that, because guess what? Ain't no bastards out here in the spirit realm. And this is what people that are woke. If you're woke, now if you're sleeping, then hey, you sleeping. But if you're woke, you know better. So change your mind, change your thinking, and be careful what comes out of your mouth. And what makes these words have power is your mouth. The spit inside of your mouth is the fountain of youth. If you think about it, you got so much water inside your body, right? Most of your body is water. Okay, those words, sorry y'all, those words are sitting in that spiritual water. So when you speak, they coming out the spit like fish, and you're just letting them out. And they're going to do whatever you want them to do. And some of y'all got some piranhas inside of y'all, and y'all just sending them piranhas just to eat up people energy field and their destinies, just because you mainly like somebody unjustly. You really don't have a right to dislike somebody unless somebody has viciously done something to you. Not because they doing stuff wrong, because that might be their mindset and you might do things differently. See, we don't even know why we don't like each other. So be careful when you speak from now on. Remember, your words have personality and character traits. And don't pray death away. You just pray that death is on the right assignment when it comes to your life. Because if you read in the Bible, it says when you get over there and when judgment come, you know who gonna speak for you and witness for you? Your heart. So you have to tell your heart, look, don't speak unjustly against me. Don't tell any lies on me. Be truthful when you speak about me. And with the heart, sometimes it wants stuff that is not good for you. Like it'll make you hold on to stuff that is tearing your butt up. So you got to use this instead of this. So that's why you tell your heart, look, you want that, not me. Because I've been trying to get out of it mentally, but you keep holding on to it. So when you get up there in front of God, don't lie on me. Don't witness it. Don't bear false witness against me. You keep it real. What you did, you say what you did. What I did, you say what I did. See? In God, everything breaks down. That's why people don't understand God, because they're expecting him to be this whole being, when in a sense he is whole, but being his power, the essence that he holds, he breaks up. Like his eye can do something, his nose can do something, his lips can do something. Every word that comes out of his mouth breaks up and do something. And you were made in his image. So you don't even realize that you mimic God every day. But if you learn and to control it and pay attention to your actions, then you can see like God. You can hear like God. You can even peep in and see what God thinking about and see what he's up to. Just mimic him. But don't just mimic him out of order, just without thinking. God give thought to stuff, y'all. He don't just do stuff just to do stuff. It always be a reason. But our butts, we could do stuff for no dang on reason and sit up there and justify it. Ain't even got a right to justify it because you don't have a good reason. So I'm here to help somebody today. Do not pray for death to be far from you. Pray that death is just in your life and it's doing what God wants it to do, that it's not acting on its own, and that you are not calling it forth when it don't even want to be there, but you so stuck in your negative ways. You are conjuring death, like you're begging for death, like you really want death to come. And the prime example of that is our rappers today. They speak negatively. They talk so recklessly. They talk about killing and hurting, and it's nothing good coming from the music. And then they turn around and make a video about it. Have y'all noticed that the rappers are dying just like the videos they make? Like they're predicting their own death. It's because they're controlling the death in their life. They're calling death prematurely. They're telling death, you get here now and you kill me now. I want you to destroy everything I work for. I don't care if I hurt the people that love me. You come here now and take me now. But see, they don't realize that they're doing that. But death has an assignment, and death has personality, and death has character traits. Death is alive, and death belongs to all of us. So you make sure your death is in check. You make sure your death has love in it. You make sure your death is working on God's time. It's thinking the way God thinking. You better talk to death in your life, because some of y'all death is really just running because it's no master. It's nobody there to stop it. And so it's causing chaos, and you're building your own prison and creating your own hell, and you ain't even died yet. That don't make no sense. I love you guys, and I pray somebody got something out of this, but don't be afraid of death. Like, thank God for death, because death has a purpose, just like life has a purpose. Life has a purpose, and you don't want life in the way all the time, giving life to all your situations, because some of those situations you need death to come and wipe out. But if you just stuck on life, guess what? Your issues will never go nowhere. You'll never learn from it. And you'll be living in hell while you still alive. I love you. And have a blessed day.